So a couple minutes ago, I found out about a great promotion that Fuji's doing, and they are actually letting you take a camera and a lens and test it out and bring it back 3 days after. So I decided to come to Lozo and pick I wanted the XT1. I wanted to try the XT1, but it was not available. So I'll grab it because you can actually do it twice. So I'll grab it next time. But today I'll be taking the Fuji the Fuji X100T, and that actually is a very cool camera. It got me excited in the first place when I got my hands on an X100 that I still have. I'm still shooting with, so I'll actually try the X100T, which is the third version of the camera. So it'll be ideal for tonight because I'll be going to the Montreal all-nighter festival, or actually in French it's called Nuit Blanche in Montreal, which is a very cool event where there's plenty of stuff happening all across the city, and it's during the whole night and actually the whole morning. So it's a very cool event, and I'll be testing this little baby in very low light situations. And here we are at Lozo, preferred place in Montreal for all your gear. And I'll also grab a battery for the Canon G7X. I wanted to shoot that on the G7X, but ran out of battery. So I'll take my iPhone, but the extra battery won't hurt because it is draining battery like crazy. So here you go. We'll grab that baby right now. Okay, so we got our media passes and we're ready to spend the night taking photos and experimenting Nuit Blanche à Montréal. We're back in my new setup that I really like, and that I introduced to you in the other video. Really like this setup, very inspiring. And one other thing that's inspiring is this little piece of gear here, the Fujifilm X100T. I got a chance to shoot Nuit Blanche, so an event in Montreal last night, and Fujifilm and Lozo Photo in Montreal are partnering up to let you try Fujifilm cameras and lens for 3 days. So that's what I did with this one, and was very happy to test it. I really loved actually to shoot with that camera, and I'm gonna tell you why. I've been in places during that event, like a church, where it's very silent and you don't want to go like click 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 with your big DSLR. This is so silent. There's actually a silent mode that you can turn on, and this camera doesn't make virtually any sound. So you're very discreet, you're very, you can be in situations where people don't even know you're taking a photo. And I've got a couple shots that I'm going to share with you in the computer, and they just happen to be gorgeous shots inside a church in Montreal, where there was some activity. There was actually a band in the church. So very cool night last night for Nuit Blanche in Montreal. I'm going to share a couple of image that I shot. It's also on my Instagram if you want to see that. It's instagram.com/FredRanger, and it's also going to be on my website, fredranger.com. So again, highly recommend this camera. I'm thinking about it myself. I'm waiting for the Fuji X-T2 X2 to come out, because all the blogs and everything. I was chatting with the Fuji guy at Lozo Photo, and he was like, "Oh man, you know what? I can't tell you anything. I don't know anything." But we kind of know that June is the date that they should be releasing the XT2 with the interchangeable lens. And the sensor, the great sensor, we're talking about maybe 24 megapixel. But in the meantime, this is a very capable camera. That could be my only travel camera moving forward. And you know, the Fuji system got me excited about photography again. As much as I love my Canon gear, just sold my D700 yesterday, thinking about selling the D750 with all my lenses. So stay tuned for that if you guys are interested in buying that. And I also have a lot of lens that I would be selling. So again, Fuji got me excited about photography again because of the cool form factor, just the joy of shooting that camera, and also the image quality that's unprecedented. I mean, these images that are coming right off the camera. I mean, I was using the Wi-Fi built-in functionality, sending it to my phone, uploading it to my Instagram and Facebook, and the images were just gorgeous. And that's straight out of the camera with the JPEGs. I shoot RAW plus JPEG, so I'm gonna see, you know, the raw files versus the JPEGs, just to see if there's a big difference. But the JPEGs with the film simulation, like monochrome or Velvia, and all these great Fuji film simulation that they did in the past, is awesome. The images just look very artistic. And also, one other thing that I really like about this camera is all the dials here. I mean, this is a camera that you're not afraid to put in auto ISO, because it makes some very smart decisions. At the church, I was on auto ISO. There's one time I actually brought the ISO down to 200 because I was able to put the camera down and to put the timer on, so I could get a cleaner shot. But again, very intelligent decision from the Fuji system. I was on auto ISO, I was on auto shutter speed, and I was controlling my aperture and a bit of exposure compensation, and all these settings you can do from the dials that are on top. And I really appreciated the little dial in the back to change some settings and to go into the menus. So without further ado, let's go in the computer and we'll look at some images and see how they look and how I shot them. I'm going to tell you all about the settings that I used. Thank you, Fuji. Thank you, Lozo Photo. I think you just won not a new client, because again, I already had the X100, the original one, but I'm seriously thinking about switching from Nikon, that I love, I still love Nikon, to the Fuji ecosystem, including, you know, Pro Body, that could be the XT2, and one of these little babies, to, you know, to do all my travel and so on and so forth. So we'll see. So we're now in Lightroom to look at some photos that the X100 produced for me, and it was again a very fun night. So I had a lot of fun shooting, and especially with the low light capabilities of this little camera. One of the photos I wanted to start with was this photo here. I mean, this image, I kind of like it. I mean, it's I like the composition, but one thing that I want to point out is this is the raw file. So this is basically your .raf file, where you get all the details, and this is the flat image. This is basically the negative image that comes out of the camera. One thing I wanted to show you is the JPEG. So this, I like I said earlier on, I shoot raw plus JPEG fine, because I wanted to see what are the differences and how much time should I spend editing my photos, because I was hearing all these people online raving about the JPEG capabilities of this camera. So I did the same thing, and oh my God, was I not deceived. If you look at the JPEG, which is this file, so as you can see, this is the JPEG file. Oh my God! I mean, if you look at the details of this photo, this is crazy. I mean, just look at the sharpness, and this is at night, guys. I mean, yes, there's a couple spotlight here and there, but this is at night completely. I mean, this was I think what was the time on that? That was 9:15, and I'm pretty impressed by the image processing. I think I was on Chrome or Velvia. I don't remember exactly, but I was on one of the film simulation in camera. So this is just one great example of how you can. And if I were to process this raw file, I'm pretty sure I would end up close to this because this is how I saw the scene. So I really like how, again, Fuji is helping photographers just move faster, and sitting down at a computer editing photos is cool, but you might not want to do that for hours. So sometimes the JPEG just work. And I mean, everybody's like, you have to shoot raw, or you have to shoot raw because you're gonna lose some details, some highlights. I'm not losing anything on this photo. I mean, again, look at the details that we're getting here from the JPEG file. That is magnificent. I mean, I really like, again, the Fuji colors, and that was right from the straight out of the camera, no processing at all. So another photo that I wanted to show you was the one at the church, the one that I took inside, and this is virtually no light. And look at this. This is the raw file. This is the JPEG. Again, look at what it did. I mean, yes, it might be a little bit on the dark side, and we might have lost some details here. Nothing that we can't fix with some, some very small. Oops, sorry, very small editing. I mean, this is maybe where, in very, very low light, this is maybe where I would actually work from the raw file. But again, you have the option to do both. You just shoot raw plus fine JPEG, and then you get to choose. And to upload on social media, I uploaded one photo on Instagram, and I was just happy with the JPEG. I just uploaded the JPEG again without any processing. I was just, again, happy with the file. This is one of my favorite shot. Again, raw file versus JPEG. The JPEG is fine. The JPEG is fine to upload. This is the file that I actually got up on my Instagram feed. But if you look at the raw file, then you can start having fun and go into the develop module and boost your exposure a bit, and you can boost the blacks because you want it to look very dramatic. But again, I mean, just look at the quality of these images coming from a very small body. The Fuji X100T. Again, very, very impressed. It was a joy to shoot with. And again, when I look at when I look at the pictures in or on the computer, it's just confirming what everybody said about this camera, is that it shoots some crazy good quality pictures in a very, very small body, and the camera looks very sexy too. I mean, there is some drawbacks. I mean, the focus was not perfect. I mean, I would say that I got focus with this camera maybe 75% of the time, 80% of the time. But again, this is a very capable camera, and I would miss some shots with the Nikon D750 too in terms of focusing. They really improved the focus. I mean, I wouldn't buy right now the X100, the first version. I have it. I will keep it because I love this camera, and just throw it in the bag, and I'm less worried about losing it or crashing it or anything like that. But I would definitely recommend looking at the X100T. Again, just look at the quality of these images. This was another picture that I uploaded on my Instagram. That one I actually processed with Visco app, and I turned it into a black and white. So if you want to see the results, you can go on Instagram.com/FredRanger, or you can go on FredRanger.com, and I'll put the files there. Again, this is just a JPEG. I mean, this is a great camera to shoot JPEG, like I said. So straight out of the camera, no processing. You can see that there's a sharpness to the shot, and there's also a very cool way to process the colors. And Fuji has been known with the for processing very efficiently colors, even in low light. And that's again something or another person that actually proves it again because of this great sensor that's in it, and this great way to process images. I mean, this is just a shot of again, this is the raw file, but the JPEG just look as good. So that's it, guys. This is my kind of not review, but impressions on the X100T. And again, I really like shooting with that camera. Produces very, very high quality images. JPEGs are just very good straight out of the camera. That's another shot from a it's called the 222 La Vitrine Culturelle in Montreal. Very gorgeous building. Always, happy to shoot it at night because it's so illuminated everywhere. So, and again, the JPEG came out very, very sharp, and I just love sharp images. So, if you have any questions, please comment below about this camera. I'll be returning it sadly on Tuesday, but I'll definitely grab another Fuji at some point. They convinced me with that little tryout, and again, the X-T2. I think that could be a game changer for pro photographer that want to go light and that want to just carry their camera around everywhere in the world, and that's what I'm planning to do. So I might end up, having a setup with an X100T or X100 something when they come out with a new one, and the XT1. So very looking forward to that. So again, if you have any questions, please comment below. I'll be doing my best to answer all of them. If you have any feedback on this camera, please put that below too. I would be very interested in knowing how you are shooting with this camera. What are the pros and cons that you're finding with the Fuji cameras? If you like the videos, you can hit that like button. Be that cool guy to do that, because that tells me that you like the video. If you don't like it, just hit the thumbs down. That's valid feedback also. And also, if you want to know when my next video will be up, hit that subscribe button and you'll get a notification as soon as I upload something new on the channel. Again, I've been Fred Ranger, and I really enjoyed shooting the X100T. And I will do some more videos very shortly about camera, about life, about just things that I like images and music. So happy shooting, enjoy life, and you know what? Enjoy your gear. Cheers.